In the world of Blue Lock, talent is one of the most important things that determines players' worth, even if it's a form of potential or innate skill or some sort of special weapon. Talent is extremely important for each player. Talent is defined as natural aptitude or skill. In this case, it will be defined as natural aptitude for soccer, but I will go over other fields and some other characters have amazing talent for. In this video, I'll go over who I believe are the top 5 most talented characters. In this series we have seen these criteria I will be using are innate ability or skill, potential, kinesthetic intelligence, and talent outside of football. Before actual list, I have 2 honorable mentions that had potential to make the list but didn't. First honorable mention is the main character himself, Isagi Yoichi. Isagi, when he first came to Blue Lock, was basically at the bottom of the barrel, but we do have to keep in mind he had his ego sealed when he first came to Blue Lock, as stated in the light novel, which he doesn't regain it until a little bit after Blue Lock project starts. Even as a kid, Isagi had been incredibly gifted with his spatial awareness to the point he could predict and sense storm coming or locations of mosquitoes. Isagi takes this further as he's able to acquire metavision just by seeing Kaiser play and observing his actions, combined with the knowledge of his sensations of metavision he has had. Isagi does similar thing with Naruhaya Salbal movement and Agi's juggling shot, but he takes properties of those weapons to add it to his own. So Isagi has shown very high innate ability and kinesthetic intelligence, as well as almost infinite potential to become the best in the world, which is why he just barely misses the top 5 list. The other honorable mention is Hitoshi Saya. As the treasure of Japan and the strongest player in Japan, he was forced to carry Japan's future since he was a kid, which thanks to Rin's light novel we learned that Saya had to seal his own ego before he went to Spain in order to carry his team to the best in Japan in the U15 category, and was finally able to go to Spain in search of freedom and play with his ego similar to Isagi. Saya has shown incredible kinesthetic intelligence consistently every time he has seen him play, and possesses perfect kicking technique as well as able to calculate his passes and shots to centimeters accurately. Most of these incredible displays are more the fact that Sai had been playing this sport since he was 1 year old, as he probably is the smartest character in the series besides Ego, and he has shown off-field maturity and intelligence that nobody really can compete with. As for his potential, we have very good implications that he indeed has the ceiling to become the best in the world. At number 5, I have Michael Kaiser. During Kaiser's backstory, we see that Kaiser is very similar to characters like Nagi or Rin, who have generational talent, and is able to become a new Gen 11 in an incredibly short amount of time. During Kaiser's introduction, during early NEL, Isagi, after witnessing Kaiser impact that leverages all his body to execute, is the fastest leg swing in the world. Isagi believes it cannot be learned even if he tries his entire career. We learn later it's kind of weird statement that Kaiser is a talented learner, but even for Isagi to believe that is very good stock for Kaiser's placement. After seeing Kaiser score against Barca, Isagi believes that Kaiser impact is the best ability and best way of turning 0 into 1, so as Kaiser perfectly embodying Blue Lock's ideals. Unfortunately, for the most of NEL, Kaiser was missing the hunger and drive despite being insanely talented, which is shown as Kaiser totally gave up on surpassing Noah during NEL and came just to expand his brand and leave the team. This plays very well into Kaiser's dynamic with Isagi, with Kaiser's inferiority complex, as he looked down on others, especially Isagi, until Isagi started catching up to Kaiser and even surpassing him, which led to Kaiser being forced to return to 0 and evolve, which is when his true talent finally blossomed. As for Kaiser's potential, there is a very good stock, as Noah himself came to NEL just to evolve Kaiser and awaken his ego, as Kaiser has potential higher than even Loki, and potential that would force Sunel Noah, the best striker in the world, to evolve and become stronger. At number 4, I have Noel Noah as the best striker in the world. His talent being top by is not that big of a surprise. Despite Noah not possessing, at least from what we've shown, any insane feats of kinetic intelligence or off-field genius other than his decent analytical ability, he more than makes up for it with his innate skill and potential. Noah's innate ability being ambidexterity. Thanks to ambidexterity, Noah doesn't lose any power no matter what leg he plays, which combined with his physical ability makes Noah very overpowered. As stated by Sagi, it's a rare thing present in less than 1%, not just football players, but all of humanity. Noah already being best striker in the world and not reaching his potential, as he believes Kaiser in the future can push him even further, means his potential is above what is already best striker in the world, making it ridiculous and deserve to be a top 5 spot. The top 3 placements are honestly interchangeable, but as number 3 spot I have Itoshi Rin. Being Sai Itoshi's younger brother, Rin was always meant for greatness. Similar to Nagi, Rin has shown amazing talent for football before ever playing a game officially, as we see during Rin and Sai's backstory. Playing with Sai from when he was 7 to 11 years old, he is able to improve at amazing rate, but that was until Sai left for Spain. After Sai leaves for Spain, Rin is still doing his training and doing everything as much as possible to improve, but feels like he's stuck. It only gets worse, and now the team has lost Saya, was the heart of the team. Rin is forced to seal his own ego and abandon his desire to score goals himself, and act as playmaker and manipulate the field so his team can win. Despite Rin having ego sealed, he was still able to become Block's number 1 player, matched only by Shido Yusei and Nagi Seishiro when he gets fired up. During T20 game, Rin is finally able to release his ego and enter into his destructive impulses that have been sealed thanks to Sai and Isagi's presence on the field, and even as early as T20 game was able to fight on a world-class level. Rin was able to retain his number 1 spot even as to the latest chapters of the manga, where Isagi, Bullock's second best player, and Kaiser, a new Gen 11, were forced to team up despite them hating each other just to stop Ren. Which Rin only during the end of the PXG versus BM game started to realize his own talent, despite being a top 3 best player in the world in the U20 category. Rin's talent is insanely high as well. I just mentioned that he just started awaken his true talent when he's already at the world-class level, as well as Sai himself, who has seen best players in the world, believes Rin has potential to become best striker in the world, which is supported by Kanashiro's statement of saying Rin is the most genius player in Bullock, adding that how high his potential is, as well as that hasn't been shown in the manga yet. At number 2, I have Julian Loki. Even compared to everyone below, Loki completely outclasses everyone in terms of his innate ability, as thanks to his Godspeed, he's able to compete not just against best players in U20 category, but the entire world, like the World 5 and the Masters. It is heavily implied to be second only to Noah in terms of strikers in the whole world. We see this very well during the PXG versus BM game, where Loki is able to stop Kaiser Impact after it being shot and calling it too slow. Isagi, despite all the logic he can accumulate, says he literally cannot fathom Loki's ability, and both Isagi and Kaiser think the same thing, as they say how can God be so unfair, referring to Loki's gifted physical ability, which is similar to conclusion Nico comes up during first selection seeing Nagi's talent. In terms of potential, he has still very high ceiling, as already being one of the best players in the world at only 17. We are also given implications that thanks to Charles, likely will make Loki evolve to the point where Loki will be able to surpass Noah himself, which Noah doesn't deny. And finally, at number 1, I have Nagi Seishiro. Nagi has shown amazing talent for football, even before officially playing it, as we see with his famous rap of the phone when he met Freya, or when he had his first official game, he's able to trap the ball with Scorpion Kick and shift into Roulette Volley second after it without even trying. Nagi is so talented that he's able to reign as the best player in the first selection without even awakening his ego or trying at all, even completely beating someone like Barrow without too much of a problem. Nagi's innate ability is his trapping, which how Nagi is able to loosen his body even before any of his NEL training. Nagi already had superior trapping to Chris Prince, who has the nickname of the perfect hero because how he basically maxed out every single spec to its limit. Meaning Nagi, before NEL, already had trapping on the level of the world's pinnacle, surpassing everyone in the world. As we see during Nagi's match against the World 5, Nagi is able to get past 3 members of the World 5 thanks to his godly trapping. Nagi evolves his trapping several levels during NEL, where he's even able to beat Isagi and Kaiser at the same time, who both have meta vision. One of the main reasons why I have Nagi at number 1 spot comes from Ego's statement during chapter 197 after seeing Nagi's 5-stage revolver volley. Ego says Nagi's talent surpasses most of humanity, but this is actually a mistranslation, as most is never used in the Japanese as simply saying Nagi stands out / or outshines humanity, which Ego makes this statement after seeing Krill's Destroyer mode or Loki Godspeed or Kaiser's Kaiser Impact, or even Noah's Ambidexterity, putting very good stock for Nagi's placement. As in terms of potential, Nagi I would say has the best statements regarding it. Both Editor knows during chapter 179 and Isagi during chapter 180 that Nagi's potential is infinite. Terrell during chapter 180 also follows up saying if Nagi's talent undergoes unprecedented evolution, it would be literally the birth of the greatest genius in the world, putting even more stock for Nagi's placement. Nagi also displays some of the highest possible showing of kinesthetic intelligence consistently during the series. As he shows, he's a genius outside of football, such as his first time ever playing volleyball and carrying his team to the win. And same for studying, he's able to get the best scores in one of the most prestigious schools in Tokyo without really studying at all, with light novel saying if he wants to remember something he can, and if he wants to move a certain way, obviously talking about sports, he can, as everyone else cannot grasp Nagi's thought process and mindset, as they do not possess the genius Nagi has. With light novel going a step further and describing Nagi thanks to his talent as the chosen one, and like a gift from the god. This is just my interpretation of the ranking of the most talented players in the series, but let me know in the comments what would be your list, and if you disagree with mine, why do you disagree, and see you next time.